Oh my god, guys, the day is finally here. The day that I and all of you have been waiting for so long. We've been covering this Avatar The Last Airbender movie, the leak situation, all of the leaks, all of the hype, all of the rumors, but now it's finally here. The trailer is finally officially out, so I can share the images, I can show you what this movie's all about. I'm not going to put any spoilers in this because I'm sure a lot of you want to go in fresh and see it fresh. So today we're going to break down when the movie's coming out, where it's going to be dropping, is it going to be coming back to theaters, and what does this mean for the future of Avatar The Last Airbender. So hit that subscribe button and we're going to break down the whole trailer right now. Okay, so the very first thing to say is, unfortunately, this is still going to be just a Paramount Plus exclusive. This is not going back in the theaters like it was originally supposed to be, but it's actually releasing far sooner than anyone thought. Originally, Paramount said, all right, we're going to put this in theaters in October, probably October 25th. But then, unfortunately, there was a huge situation and they had to, well, they didn't have to. They chose to take it off of theaters and put it onto Paramount Plus exclusively. So that is a huge negative. But the positive is, instead of coming out in October, the official release date has now been moved to July 25th, and we can see that at the end of the trailer. And if you look at the comment section on this trailer, it's absolutely wild. Every single comment is, put this in cinemas, this should be in theaters, this should have a wide theatrical release. As much as I am excited for this, Paramount should have treated it a lot better, and I agree, because in case you don't know, this whole movie was leaked, the entire thing in 4K, maybe even 8K, honestly. The quality I saw was incredible. I've seen the whole movie, but I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but this whole thing has been out there for months. The leaker's in jail right now. Things are just crazy. I mean, people are being fired inside of Avatar Studios. Paramount security has gone wrong. So much has gone wrong with this studio and with this movie. And just as I was reviewing the trailer, we actually got our first ever brand new poster for this Avatar Aang movie, and we can see it right here. It's got Tug at the front, Avatar Aang front and center inside of a huge Avatar state arrow with all of the rest of Team Avatar bending. This looks awesome. And on top of that, we finally got Michael Dante DiMartino breaking his silence on the state of Avatar Studios. So he says the official, authentic, creator-approved, legit trailer for the Avatar Aang movie is out now. Check it out on YouTube. And you can watch it properly released, non-stolen, the full movie, July 25th on Paramount Plus. But now he says the many challenges that the film has faced since its start would have buried most movies, but thanks to the combined efforts of all of the talented and dedicated people who believed in the story and Team Avatar, we not only finished it, but made it into something very unique, exciting, and worthy of carrying on the Avatar legacy. He says he's beyond grateful to every single person who played a part in its creation, and then he goes on to say, and Avatar Studios is alive and well despite rumors to the contrary. We are working every day to ensure the integrity and long-term success of the Avatar universe. This is just the beginning, so that is really promising to hear from the studio head himself. Maybe the rumors are false, I really hope they are, about one of them being fired, one of the two creators, and there being complete and total chaos in Avatar Studios. This is really great to hear, and I really hope they can do something more and bring out more and have Avatar The Seven Havens be absolutely awesome. With all that said, now that we know the details, it's coming out July 25th on Paramount Plus exclusively, let's break down the trailer. So the first scene starts at a shot on one of the air temples, probably the Southern Air Temple, and it has an epic orchestral music, not exactly from the original, but certainly based off the original soundtrack of the original show. We then get a lovely shot with Katara, with a new voice actor by the way. All of the voice actors are new for this. Unfortunately, the fantastic voice actors of the original cast, Sokka, Toph, Aang, Katara, are not coming back. It's a completely new cast, but we get Katara saying, "You may be the last airbender, but you're not alone." And then we pan to the very, very roots and the foundation, the sapling of Republic City before it is a huge city that we see in The Legend of Korra. Now, this is very interesting because we can see the red buildings and the orange buildings and the green buildings all mixed. And this is because Republic City was actually built on the town of Yu Dao. And this was in the Fire Nation colonies within the Earth Kingdom. And because of that situation at the end of the war, Aang and Zuko had to decide, well, who's going to get this city? Is it going to be the Earth Kingdom who had it before and there were a lot of Earthbenders living there? Or was it going to be the Fire Nation who had a lot of new Fire Nation residents moved in there, but they didn't really own the land according to the Earth King? According to him, it was all stolen by the Fire Nation and had to be given back. Eventually, that almost culminated in another war between the Earth King and Zuko as the new Fire Lord. But Aang came in and basically said, okay, we can't do this. This is just going to be a conflict for years. So we're going to turn this into a new fifth nation called the United Republic with its capital on top of Yu Dao, an old Fire Nation colony, and that would turn into Republic City. And then we get an epic shot. So in case you don't know, this shot right here of Aang is actually from the intro. You know how it goes water, earth, fire, air? This is the new intro shot, and Aang is doing it on top of a pillar, and he's showing the beautiful, beautiful animation of this movie. I can tell you right now, this is the most beautiful beautiful animated movie I have ever seen, and this shot right here just shows it. And we also get a flashback to the 100-Year War. We see Katara fighting alongside waterbenders, with Aang on his glider and Sokka looking absolutely beastly with his sword and shield, and of course in the background Toph. And this is a fantastic shot in the animation looking beautiful. We see a shot of the end of the Fire Nation's war on the world, basically the airship attack right in the last few episodes. We see that in the new animation style here with all of the gang there, including Zuko, and this is a beautiful shot in this new animation. We then see Katara and Aang inside of the center of the fledgling Republic City, and they basically unfurl the banners of each of the nations, symbolizing that all 4 nations are now welcome inside of Republic City. And this is really the start of what Republic City was, even going into Korra that we see so many years later. And then we get a huge twist. We see Aang finds actually another airbender in an iceberg. This is a huge parallel to the first ever episode of the series where Aang is found inside of an iceberg himself. But this time, Aang believes there's hope to continue the Air Nation. Maybe he's not the last airbender. We then get a scene with adult Toph, adult Sokka, and the whole adult gang, and basically they pull the airbender out. This airbender's name is Targa, and he is basically a really old airbender from many, many years ago. I won't go into the exact details in case you want to find that out in the story, but basically they're all debating, is this guy attractive? And this is a scene that caused so much controversy when the movie leaked, because a lot of people were like, wait, Toph is straight? But if you've actually watched the series and Korra, you know Toph is certainly straight, so for that to be a controversy is crazy. But that was one of the most controversial scenes when the movie leaked a few months ago. We then get a scene of Targa and Aang coming together to basically vow to heal the past and what's happened to their nation, and basically bring the Air Nation back from the brink of destruction. Now, this is not a spoiler, so I'll say it. They're actually traveling to a land that was once undiscovered of the 4 nations. The area they're traveling to was only known how to get to by certain airbenders who knew how to follow the air currents to get to this unknown location. This is not really a big part of the story, so I'm going to tell you that here. It's a really cool detail. I mean, I don't know how much it works, having that much undiscovered land, but because the original series is kind of a medieval kind of setting, I don't think much of the Earth would be discovered like in the real world. In the medieval times, we hadn't even discovered the Americas, so this actually does make sense. And then we get the best scene of the movie, really, for me. This was just such an awesome scene, with the whole gang standing there together as one, but they welcome Targa to Team Avatar. Now, does that last? You'll find out in the movie. And then we get a shot of Targa looking menacing. Now, this does tie in. We already know that Targa is not completely on side with Aang's vision of the world. That's all I'll say about that. But then we get kind of a very weird group of, it looks like it could be descendants of the Yu Yan archers. Now, that's not actually answered in the movie, so this is me speculating myself. Aang is fighting these archers, and clearly they want something from him. And what that is, as you can hear the archers saying in the trailer, is they want the power of airbending. They want to be the descendants of the air nomads and not the air nomad culture. So they want to be the new airbenders who aren't nomads. They want to be a separate, split culture, but taking that bending from Aang and Targa. Their reasoning for this is because they say so many people were killed in both the Air Nation and the rest of the world waiting for the Avatar to return in his 100-year absence. So in order to prevent that from happening again, they need to re-strengthen this group of people, giving them airbending, and basically to avoid that happening again. In fact, they are actually jealous because they are non-benders, so this is kind of a redux of the Equalist arc that we see in Korra Season 1. These guys are the proto-Equalists, and I do believe that Aman actually grows out of this movement, and I think they're going to connect the lore to where this group of non-benders who want to gain bending actually turn into Aman, who is a more extreme version of the Equalists, who doesn't want to gain bending, he just wants to eliminate bending, and I think he would be a more extreme splinter group of this group of Yu Yan Archer style Equalists. And then we see a huge battle with Aang in the Avatar state over Republic City. There's a huge spirit complication over Republic City, which is shocking because how many times are Republic City going to be subject to spirit attacks on their city? We see that in Korra Season 2 with the massive kaiju fight between Rava and Vaatu. Obviously, Korra. So if you're a resident of Republic City, why have you not moved out yet? And then near the end, we get an absolutely epic scene of all of the gang bending together, and we see how good bending looks in this beautiful new animation style. Let me tell you, this is a step above everything. For me, in terms of animation, it probably goes this movie the best, then Korra, because Korra was a step up from the original, and then the original. The original was epic, but it just kept stepping up as we go forward. And then we get a scene of Aang and Katara holding hands as they go into battle. And this is beautiful. This really solidifies how their relationship has grown from the end of the series, who some people thought Katang wasn't really built out enough. Personally, I was not at all having a problem with that, but this certainly solidifies it that they were a couple, they continue to be a couple, and they were very solid in their love. In fact, they become legends of Republic City, as we saw in one of the books that just recently was kind of released but kind of cancelled. Their love story actually became a legendary tale. And then we see a scene from Toph's Metalbending Academy, and this is awesome because Toph's Metalbending Academy is something that goes back really far in the canon, right to the very first comics that are set after the original show. We know that Toph starts a Metalbending Academy in Ba Sing Se, and that ends up becoming the Metalbending Police for Republic York City much later on. We then see some final awesome shots with Aang in the Avatar state. The animation really is epic in this, and we're left on kind of a cliffhanger with Aang kind of losing control. So I'm not going to say anything about that, but it is a really cool scene in the movie. And then to end it off, we get the official title, which is now Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender. There's no more Avatar Aang, The Legend of the Last Airbender, or whatever stupid title they were doing before, and the fact that it's dropping on July 25th on Paramount+. So I really hope you enjoyed this awesome breakdown of this great trailer for the leaked Avatar Aang movie, which is not leaked anymore. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. If you want to know all of the details about this movie, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be covering everything. So hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below, and if you made it this far, drop a thank Mr. Zuko in the comments down below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.